appreciate you being here as always. Excellent, excellent job. I can't think of a better person to kick this 24-hour Trade-A-Thon off. And so, guys, Frank will be posting the link there. Again, if you want to get access to a Tuesday night class with Frank, you can email adam@dtitrader.com. And then you see Frank's email, dr.bluehorseshoe@yahoo.com for the experiment. So thanks again, Frank. Outstanding job as usual. And at this time, we're going to transition to our next speaker. We've got Jared Wesley of Pristine here. And Jared's going to be talking to us about some of his top trading strategies. So Jared, if you want, you can go ahead and get the screen sharing going in the top and do an audio test. Hope that you guys enjoyed that first session as much as I did, and I know that we've got more in store for you along those lines. So Jared, why don't you go ahead and come on and do a quick audio test and screen share.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me loud and clear, hopefully? Let me know if I need to turn the mic or up or down, either way. I'm doing this on a different computer today, so this is the first time I've used this system with Omnovia. I'm familiar with Omnovia, but I usually use it on a different setup. So good. It's a little bit low. Let's see. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I see it going in the red a little bit, so I don't want to go too high. All right. Well, let's get started here, guys. It's almost 9:10 this morning. I'm an equities trader from Pristine Capital Holdings, and that leaves us about 20 minutes before the market opens. And you can see on the camera, I put up a screenshot of one of the monitors on my platform, which I'll explain in just a moment. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jared Wesley. I am a moderator in the Pristine Method Trading Room. I help teach several of our courses here at Pristine. I've been trading 7 years, going on 8 years next year. All of that has been with Pristine. I spent a short period of time at an institutional trading desk in New York before getting into intraday equities trading. And I'm just very, I guess, from my perspective, happy that I found a great source of education like Pristine right off the bat, because I know a lot of you guys, and I've seen a lot of clients that we get, that you guys kind of hop around, you know, from this company to that company to this company. Everybody's searching for that holy grail, and I'm telling you, the holy grail in that respect doesn't exist. You need to choose a method, firmly apply it, and then kind of, in a sense, make it your own, right? Everybody thinks that there's this easy boilerplate approach to making money in the marketplace, whether it's Forex or options or equities, et cetera, and so forth. When in reality, you have to kind of personalize it, is probably a good way to put it. So that's one of the things that I've done. I like to specialize in breakout type patterns, and another play we here at Pristine we call 1, 2, 3, which is a momentum type play. And I'm going to get started here in just a second, guys, because we only have about 15-20 minutes to do a whole pre-market routine before the markets open up. So I don't have as much time to explain as much stuff as I'd like to, and I think I'm supposed to be done around 10:15ish. So my guess is we'll probably trade for about 30 minutes, and hopefully in the last 10 or 15 minutes we'll get a chance to discuss a few things and talk about the trades we've taken. What I'm going to do today, guys, right now, as you can see, is I have a screenshot of my platform up, a live screenshot. But what I'm going to do after we finish our routine, our pre-market routine, which is preparing for the open, I'm going to put my platform up. I'm going to, put a, as you can see here, that's like an order entry box. I'm going to move the camera over, and you guys can see the trades that I take. I wasn't here for the first person's, full presentation, so I don't know exactly what they did or didn't. And this is the first time that I've worked with TradingPub. So I don't know exactly what's expected, but they said come in and explain what you do and trade live. So that's what I'm going to do. And just FYI, guys, I'm actually on vacation. They called me and said, hey, we need you to do this live event. So I'm going to be trading probably small risk today. I'll go over some of the trades I've taken this month. I'll show my P&L for the month. I'll show my daily P&L, the monthly P&L. I'm a pretty open book, guys. One of the things in this industry that bugs me is the number of armchair warriors. Everybody loves to stand up on a podium, tell you how great their company is, tell you how great they are, but never show any of it, right? So I kind of take that approach when if you're listening to CNBC and you hear some CEO of a company, don't tell me what you think, show me what you do. So I'm a big believer in that. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to tell you what I think also, but I'm going to show you what I do on top of it. All right. Do I work with Hubert Centers? No, Brian, I do not. I don't know that individual. So they may be at Pristine, but I'm not aware of them. Thank you, Debbie. That's just the way I subscribe. I've been to a lot of trading expos. Like I said, I'm going on my 8th year in this business, and I've seen a lot of companies. I sat in a lot of quote-unquote live trading challenges, and most people are trading simulator, or they make some excuse not to trade live, and I just don't like that approach. But anyway, guys, I will say this before we get started. Monday, the day before, or the week of Thanksgiving, is probably not going to be our most active time in the whole world to be trading. So we'll do our best to find a few good trades. But if it were up to me, I would have chosen a different week and a different day to do something of this nature. All right. So the first thing I want to do, guys, is put together what I call my pre-market gap list. Okay, and this is a list of stocks that I'm going to get from a dollar gainers list and a dollar losers list. And these are likely, not entirely, but likely going to be the stocks that I'm going to be focused on this morning. Remember, we only have about 30 to 40 minutes to trade. The positive about that is I generally trade about an hour a day. I usually trade 9:30 to 10:30. I'll sit in front of my desk at about 9. I'll spend about 10, 15 minutes putting this list together, and then I'll trade for about an hour. I'm a morning trader only. I have a lot of other responsibilities, so I don't really trade all day long. But I'll show you with a little amount of money that you can actually do pretty well, and I'll show you that when we're finished here towards the end. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, guys, is you'll see a screenshot come up. Give it a second. Camera takes a second to catch up. And what you're seeing here is just a pre-market list of dollar gainers and dollars. These are the top NASDAQ, New York, gainers and losers. Now, I don't have time to get into all the great details that I'd like to get into, but for the most part, I'm looking for stocks that are doing above average volume pre-market, and on top of the above average volume, I'm looking for them to be gapping to certain areas. So I'm going to be mainly focused on the bottom here. You'll see a 60-minute chart and a daily chart at the bottom. Okay, and the reason I have the 5 and the 15 is I'll scan this list during market hours as well, but pre-market, before the market opens, I'm not really concerned about 5 and 15-minute charts. So I use the 60 and the daily to get a picture of the higher time frame, because we're always looking for a higher time frame trend to match with a lower time frame entry. So, for example, Berkshire is doing 0 volume pre-market. It has no interest whatsoever. Jazz, I'll click on it, but to be honest with you, 1,800, 1,200, sorry, pre-market. Nice gap, right? You guys can see I'll make this a little bigger. It is gapping above a pivot right here, which is something I like to see. But the 1,200 in pre-market volume has me a little less interested. Same with PCLN, 700 shares, I'm not interested. But the 20,000 here in CBST, I'm curious to see what this looks like. And one of the things you'll notice here is we're gapping above this pivot, and you'll notice the daily. See how the line in the sand is kind of $68? Well, we're gapping to $69.57. So for me, CBST at the moment is something I'm gonna be watching, and I'll show you what I do with this list. All right, so we'll spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes going down this list quickly because we don't have a lot of time. Then I'll show you what I do with these ideas. All right, but for a stock that normally trades 1 million shares a day, to be doing 20,000 pre-market is above average. All right, next on the list would be Tesla. All right, Tesla's been beaten up pretty good lately. If you guys have seen it, had that huge monthly run where it went pretty much straight up, almost climactic. And lately it's been pulling back, from the 190s down to the 120s. So I'm not a big fan of this gap, but maybe we can put it on a backup list. You have a pivot to the left. All right, 600 shares, not interested. 0 shares, not interested. DVA looks interesting. 180,000 is impressive. If you look at the daily, we have all these red bars here, right? So the stock was very strong in moving up from 53 bucks up to 60. All right, so it's tired. It needs a little bit of a break, right? If you were trying to climb Mount Everest, you don't get to the top without stopping. Well, this stock went 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 days straight up into some resistance. So you expect sellers to come in here. See, and this is, again, we don't have as much time today, but this is exactly where novice traders buy, right? This is where the dumb money is versus the smart money. You don't buy a stock after it's up 8 days into resistance. And this is, unfortunately, exactly where most people buy stocks, right? Well, now we have a nice pullback, okay, 4 days, 4.5, I say because of the topping tail, and now we're gapping up to about 59. I really would like this thing gapping to 60. So we're going to keep a close eye on this, because if this thing starts to trade in the $60 range, we're going to look for an entry on it, okay? We're going to look for an entry on it, all right? Going down, nothing. I don't trade a lot of ETFs, guys. FMS looks like an ADR. I don't know that it is, but it trades a little spotty and dotty. We can keep an eye on this one. It has a nice gap on it. I'll just throw it on the list. All right. Fuel, too thin, too thin. Apple, keep an eye on 521. I know a lot of folks love Apple. What I like about the Apple today, and I'm not a big Apple fan, to be honest with you. It annoys me how often folks talk about Apple, but we can look at it today. It's gapping over or right up to this 522 area, which means we have room back to 528 to 530. Okay. These are happening right now, pre-market, right? So you can see, I'll bring this up, all right, make the chart bigger. And if you go over here, go to a 24-hour chart, okay, that's the market close, right? If you look right there, okay, sorry, right there is the market close. This is after hours trading right here, and that's pre-market trading, before 9 o'clock. So this is after 4 p.m. on Friday right there, and over here is before 9 a.m. Okay, so you can see the stock looks like it's bottomed out, moved up, it's pulled back in an area of support. And it looks like if it can get over this line that I'm drawing, if it can get over that, we might have some smooth room above. So again, I'm not a huge fan of Apple. I know a lot of people like to trade it, but you know. See, next on the list, guys, SCTY. All right, again, I like the stocks with big pre-market volume. This is another one we'll keep an eye on. If this thing can get over, you know, $49.20, maybe to $50, we'll keep an eye on that. And like I said, guys, when I'm finished this list, I'm going to show you where I'm putting the list. DDD, I like the volume. DDD and SCTY, guys, these are movers, but DDD has been a little tough here the last week or so after this big pullback. All right. Caterpillar is another one we'll keep an eye on. This one really needs to get over 85. If you look at the daily here, I'll pull that up a little bit higher for you guys. This is a pretty sloppy chart, right? This is a pretty choppy, sloppy chart. But if we can get over $85, where the line that I'm drawing is, we get a smooth move up, big gap down. We have room back to $89, 88 or 89. So if we can get above that, and right now it's trading at 84.27. So it'll be more of a kind of an early backup watch list, and you can see the little dot there is where it's gapping to. All right. So Caterpillar. We'll take a look at Giant Interactive here. A little extended on the 60. This one could run today, but it's a little bit too extended for me at the moment. CAMT, same deal, up 45%. This is another small dollar stock that will probably run today, but no, it's not a special data feed. This is actually a TradeStation platform. I use two platforms. I use a Fusion platform because I have a proprietary trading account, a prop account, and I have a TradeStation platform. And I'll be honest with you guys, and we have to kind of squeeze this in quickly here. I think personally, and I don't mean to step on anybody's toes, so please don't take it the wrong way, I think any intraday trader, okay, that doesn't have a prop account is doing a disservice to themselves. I have a swing account on TradeStation, which allows me to hold overnight, et cetera, and I have an intraday account with Fusion here at Pristine, simply for one reason. It's a far better use of your money, right? It's a far better use of your money, okay? The leverage you can get, all right? Sorry, guys, I'm going to turn this up just a little. Hopefully that's not too loud. I just turned it up a little more, all right? It's just a far better use of your money, guys, than to have to put $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. GME, guys, is another one that looks good on the long side. All right, so let me update a couple things. All right. So what I would do is I would go through this list. I'm going to have to cut this a little short, and then I would go to a losers list. Notice this is a gainers list, and I'd go to a losers list and do the exact same process. right? I'll look at something like QIHU. It's got huge volume. Unfortunately, it's gapping to support, so I'm not as interested. UNXL, okay? Big gap down 20%, but interesting nonetheless, so we may throw that on the list. CLDX, okay, you can see this. Unfortunately, gapping into support, but I like the big pre-market volume. I don't trade a lot of these ETFs, okay? Not a big gold trader. I will occasionally trade GLD, GOLD, GDX, ABX, etc., but not too often, okay? Where do I get the data feed, Dan? It's part of the package on TradeStation. When you sign up for TradeStation, you open up a TradeStation account, you can pick and choose what data feeds that you want. I did this 7, 8 years ago, so to be honest with you, I don't even remember what it is that I clicked, but everybody I know that has this platform has access to this. I don't know a single, and I know a lot of folks that use a lot of different platforms. Most people have pre-market data, okay? SDRL is another one. So, guys, I'm going to wind this scanning up. I was hoping to be able to spend a little more time on this, but now I need to show you what I do with these stocks, okay? So I put a list together, all right? Now you notice this isn't that list, but it's a list that looks similar to this. Okay, right here it looks similar to this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a re-look, so to speak, at that list. All right, I put together a pre-market list, and now I just want to double check my list. Okay, so I'm going to be focused again on the 60 and on the daily. This is a chart that I have with all time frames on it. All right, so I'm going to go through that list real quick. DVA was on that list, and I'm looking, for example, at the daily chart right here. I'm looking at the 60-minute chart, and I still like this one. So this one will probably get some chart space. I like that it's gapping over these red bars. I like that it's got a lot of room to move up. Even if it doesn't get over 60, it's a smooth move down. It's likely to be a smooth move back up. Okay, put VJet on the list. This stock's been hammered, but it's been hammered into support, and it's gapping up a little bit today. Not a lot, so this is more of a backup watch list. Okay. What I'm doing now, guys, by looking at this list again, just in case you're curious, is I put together maybe 15 stocks, but now my job is to find the best, right? I want to find, of those 15 stocks, what are my 3 or 4 absolute favorites, all right? So I'm going to watch all 10 or 15, but I'm going to have a special interest in my top watches, my favorite watches, okay? You can see here with Caterpillar, it needs to get over 85 bucks. You can see it's kind of gapping into that area, so we'll wait and see. More of a, again, a backup watch. Amazon, again, backup watch. It's trying to get over 374.50. We'll see if it can. If it does, it has room. The markets are gapping up a little bit today, which we didn't get a chance to talk about. BBY, another one, pulled back here. We left some bottoming tails, has room back to 44. All right, so this will be another one that gets some chart space. JKS, Jinx Solar, a little bit extended, but notice the 60-minute chart over here. If we can get over that line right there that I'm drawing, we're pretty good. It's a little bit extended. It's far from the MA, the 20-period MA right there, but keep an eye on that one. DAL, same situation there, gapping over this little double top on the 60. Dailies a little bit extended, but a lot of dailies are, guys, with the market being up so much here. All right. Same here with Guild. Big move up the last 4 days, so this one, again, is more of a backup watch list. CBST, this is one of my favorite gappers, okay, because we're gapping right above all of this area right there. So CBST and DVA are my 2 favorites so far. Okay. SCTY, pretty choppy, but room back to 60. DDD, again, backup watch list. This has been really strong lately, so this is a big mover, a stock that can move 5 or 10 bucks a day. And then last but not least, on the long side is GME. Love this, guys. Extended with bottoming tails on huge novice ending volume. See that huge volume spike? Right into support. Bottoming tail, see the 60. So GME, CBST, and DVA, okay, are my favorites. Well, when the market opens, Patty E, we have pristine buy setups, pristine breakouts, pristine climactics, pristine 1, 2, 3s. I mean, we must have 10, 20, 30 different ways to enter these stocks, Patty. So right now I have no idea, to be honest with you, because I won't be taking any of these trades until the market opens, okay? So right now I really don't know exactly how I will be entering these stocks. But when the market opens, when they set up a play, I will. All right, guys, so I'm going to shut the camera off real quick, and I'm going to bring it back up. Don't worry. And I want to show you what I did with these. Give it a second. It'll pop back up. All right. So DVA is my favorite. All right. So I'm going to put that in a little thumbnail. VJet was nice, but it's going to get taken over by CBST. My next favorite was GME. So my top 3 favorites are right there. Right? They're right there. I just want my eyes want to go straight to them. It's on a 5-minute chart. It's on a 2-minute chart. Okay, we had the Caterpillar, we had the Amazon, okay, BBY, JKS, DAL, and these are on the bottom of my short plays. I like the QCOM. It's gapping under some big green bars, which is very bearish, but at the same time, you know, it is gapping a little bit into the support. So this is where I'm putting all of those stocks, okay, on this list. So I'm going to pull that down. I wish we weren't so rushed. I could use an extra 30 minutes, but you can't always get what you want. All right, and now I'm going to do what I said I would do. Just put up this. Give it a second. We open in about 2 minutes, guys, so I need to prepare for the open. All right, so what you're seeing now, guys, all right, and there were just a quick side comment. I usually use 2 logins, guys. We actually use Omnovia here at Pristine, so I'm very familiar with Omnovia. But I usually put the chat room on my laptop so I have more charting space. But like I said, I'm on vacation here, and they only gave me 1 login. So I might be, just FYI, guys, I might be minimizing the chat screen for a little bit, okay, just so you guys know. So I may not see all your questions in the first 5 or 10 minutes. My apologies. I'll do my best. But I only have 1 login, and usually when I trade, I have 2. Again, 1 for my laptop, 1 for my desktop. So what you're seeing right here, guys, is a combination. This is my TS platform on the left. This is my Fusion platform on the right. I'll be trading off this platform. Okay. You'll be seeing the trades down here towards the bottom. Okay. You'll be seeing, yeah. So if you can answer some of those questions, Kurt, that would be great, because I'm about to minimize the chat room, guys, because we're going to open in about a minute. So I'm going to be trading a $100 risk today, guys, because like I said, I've hit my goal. I'm done for the month. I'm taking this whole week off. So, and that's pretty normal for me. So I'm not going to be giving back what I've earned this month. And I'll show you what each individual day that I've had this month, some of the trades I've taken this month. But right now, you know, the market's going to open soon. So I'm going to be going up and down my list here, just looking for those opportunities we discussed pre-market. Hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 trades in. I do take some aggressive early trades at times, like CBST, for example, is something that is interesting me, but it's got a wicked spread at the moment. All right, so this is something I would like to have over 69, but the spread's too big at the moment. All right, so we'll see what we have. All right, you can see it's gone, it's moving up, but see the spread here is about 40 cents between the buyers and the sellers. All right, so it's 05 by 40, and that's just too big. Amazon's moving up a little bit, Caterpillar, so we'll be patient, guys. We'll see if there goes CLDX. We'll see if we can get some patterns here to set up in the next 30 minutes. Normally, I'll find 3 or 4 trades I like, and we'll take it from there. Okay. So again, I apologize because at the moment I'm just kind of scanning my charts and my monitors, and I'm not really looking at the chat log. So I'm kind of relying a little bit on Kurt to answer any questions you guys may or may not have. I'm looking at Caterpillar at the moment. DVA, none of these are setting up what I would call really nice patterns. Okay, QCOM is interesting on the short side, but it's bouncing a little bit right here. Amazon is taking off, but again, these are no entries, guys. These are stocks just shooting up off the open, and I don't have any strong feelings either way on these stocks at the moment. All right, GME's pulling back. CBST is still far too spready. Okay, Apple and Amazon are moving up with the Qs. One thing I want to note is, and again, I apologize, I'm not looking at the screen at the moment. One thing I want to note is that we're not gunslingers here, we don't just close our eyes and get in. I like the DAL, guys. Something like this would be of interest. You know, perhaps a 20-cent stop, you know, over the 19 area. We'll keep an eye on this. If this thing sits here a little longer, I like DAL. Okay, if it sits here a little longer, I like DAL. Okay. GMCR is one I have on kind of a backup list that I like. And it looks like it just kind of missed that over 69.70. All right. Let's give DAL a shot, guys, with a 20-cent stop. This is a 1 minute 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can see it on a 1 minute chart here, wide range bar, a couple consolidation. This is aggressive, and the reason it's aggressive is simply because of the time of the morning. You know, we'd be looking for 2 targets on this. All right, I shoot for 1.5 and 2 are my targets. I can explain that a little bit later. But I like the DAL. Okay, so we'll see here. This is actually tends to be somewhat of a spready, whippy stock. All right, so we'll see. Given this 20 cents, if and there we are, we're in this. And go 0.1 on this. And that's not a good sign, guys. The fact that it filled us at 19, up. See, there's a big seller at 19. I'm looking at 15 to 20,000 shares. DVA, guys, something, you know what, that was a little bit interesting. I think GMCR is the kind of the one that I missed. Wow, DAL, that was fast, huh? This thing shook down to 0.3. Let's see if it comes back up. We might be done on this. Do you see that shakedown, guys? You see the 1 minute chart here? A little shake. That could be a good thing if it goes back up, or it could be showing some weakness. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just scanning some stuff as I normally would. Okay, so not a great break on our DL, to be honest with you. That's a pretty mediocre break on DAL. You see that, guys? That's not a good sign. We break up, leave a topping tail, so we'll leave it. It is what it is. $100 isn't much. For me, if I usually trade about a $500 or a $600 risk, guys, sometimes upwards of 1,000. So this is almost feels like paper trading in a sense. But hopefully we'll get these to work. PXD is interesting on the short side. You can see that right there. It's just too thin at 60,000 shares. And SDRL, we have this on our gap list from earlier. Kind of like the SDRL, guys. We might give this a shot on the short side. 10 cents is not something I think I'm comfortable with, or this on the spread. Probably 20 cents is a little better. All right. So we're in SDRL short, okay. We'll move it 10 cents above that area. See the area 44.40? We'll move it 10 cents above that area, okay. Our target won't be the whole number, okay, which is pretty decent target for this, for the first target. And then, all right, so we're pretty much set up on both of those. Dow, we need a little more, guys. We're getting there, but we're not, you know, we're not there yet by any stretch. And SDRL, we'll see what happens. Again, guys, my apologies. I haven't looked at the chat log at all. Why aren't I in DVA at 59? Jimmy S. I didn't have a great entry at 59. Where was the entry at 59, Jimmy? Right there. I don't see an entry at 59. I mean, I guess you could have bought it if I mean it had a big wicked spread. So I guess you could have bid for it at that area. But I don't like trading super spready stocks right off the open. The only time I'll do that is if it has what we call a mortgage gap, mortgage play. So see Dow moved up 13 cents. Usually at kind of a 1-to-1 move, I'll go to break even. And all right. The setup on Dow I used is a 1-minute breakout or a 1-minute 1, 2, 3 play. Right now it's kind of engulfing itself, so that's not a good sign on the DAL. SDRL is kind of hanging at neutral, hanging it even. It dropped 10 cents, give or take. Caterpillar and Amazon are a little bit interesting. All right. Kind of like the Caterpillar, but I want this thing to set up a little longer in this area. I really wish it was over this. For something like this, I'd be looking at, probably a 35-cent stop. Probably somewhere in the 300 share range. I like this with a little more time, but I think I'm going to give it a shot, guys. Again, I like this with a little more time. So I think this is a little bit aggressive on the Caterpillar, guys, just FYI. I think this play is a little bit aggressive. We'll have a stop at right under this bar here, which is 15. We'll go at 16. All right, again, this is aggressive. I wanted this bar to finish before it triggered. Does that make sense? All right, Dow is not looking so hot. SDRL. SDR just hit a target. Okay. All right. See SDRL, guys? We're done. We're finished. See, that stock just died. So we're out that. We made some money there. Unfortunately, okay, Dow's hanging. So this was a little unexpected, that huge drop. This, on a normal day, that's I don't know, about $1,200 right there. On a normal day, shoot, Cat's going to tag us. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Like I said, this was an aggressive entry on Cat. What I really want is this bar to finish and then enter on the next bar. Does that make sense, guys? What I really wanted was to enter that on the next bar. So on Cat, I'll be looking for that area and then probably a little more on this. This is a pretty good size mover, so we're set there. Whoops. Okay. Peter, that's something I'll talk about a little later. I have my own kind of jittery exit strategy. This Cat's starting to get better for me, guys, if it doesn't shake us out first. This thing might shake us first. We'll see. We'll wait and see. And guys, I'll show you. And again, I feel, well, I don't feel that bad, to be honest with you, but I feel a little bad about trading $100 risk. This is like paper trading. I usually trade, like I said, $500 to $1,000, and, like SDRL, so, that'd probably be a $1,300 winner or something like that. Dow, we'll see what happens. And I'll show you that. I'll show you my P&Ls from last week, the week before, whatever. I'm a pretty open book. But I'm not, giving back what I've made this month because, well, I really wouldn't normally be here. So anyway, that's the first trade on SDRL. Dow, we need more, guys. What do we need on Dow? I think if we need 49 first target on Dow. I think it's well, we could probably move the stop up above 13. So we'll probably move the stop on Dow to 10. Okay. Let me see here. What do we have at this thing? 500? I don't even know. Yeah, we do. Okay. Stops at 01. All right, so we're protecting a little there. Cat, guys, Cat looks good to me. If we can get, and it's a big if we can get this over 50, and like I said, I really wanted this bar to complete. I anticipated this entry a little bit. I hope it doesn't come back to bite me. The next one I'm looking at, guys, is Amazon. See the Amazon here on the 2-minute? Right there at 376.50-ish. All right, that's a good entry on Amazon. A couple more minutes and it's going to be a great entry on Amazon. So let's take a look. Dow is kind of struggling a little bit. It's doing okay, nothing terribly special. 49 for first on that. SDRL was the one today, guys. This thing could have made bank on this thing. Look at that move. See that right there, guys? Drop. That's a huge move for this stock. I mean, that's crazy, actually. The stock doesn't normally move all that much. All right. I think we're going to be okay on CAT if we can get over 50. See it there, guys? All right, I'm going to do some more scanning. There goes the Amazon. We talked about this as an interesting idea over 0.40, 0.50. Huge spread on this. It is a $300 stock. Actually, it's not a huge spread. I take that back. It's only 25 or 30 cents. That's not bad for Amazon. All right. DVA if it sits here longer, but I mean a lot longer. I mean, I'm not talking, a couple seconds. I need 10, 15 minutes on DVA to sit here, and I'd be interested in that. All right. Shoot, the Amazon was kind of the one, wasn't it, guys? Right there at 376.40 or 50. It's up about a buck. Realistically, the stop on this probably would have been 75 cents to $1, so it's up about 1 to 1. All right. Dow's pulling back a little. Hopefully, CAT will kind of catch its legs here. All right, so my morning list right now is starting to get a little ugly, a little shoddy, a little meh at the moment. So I'm going to start scanning outside the list a little bit, outside some of the stuff that we previously talked about. For example, GMCR, I like that PBS there. It's a little bit thin. Netflix with more time I like, guys. Netflix is interesting. See this over 353, $1 stop. Spread is 35 cents. This is interesting. Okay, let's see if CAT can kind of catch its breath here and get over this area. Dow's pulling back, so let me get tagged on Dow. We'll see. Netflix tempting here, a little longer. See the 1 minute sitting right there at 353. I like that. You can see it popped earlier over 351, right? So this could be something. It's a little interesting on Netflix. All right. So CAT's pulling back. Dow's pulling back. It wasn't really the break I was looking for on CAT, to be honest with you. That's a pretty crappy break there. 10 cents, 8 cents, and then pulls right back. So we'll see. And looks like Dow's pulling back on us too a little bit. This has to pivot in this area. If it doesn't hold, the 13 area, then we don't really want to be in it anyway. Netflix, guys. I may give this a shot. The 5 minutes really extended on Netflix. See the 5 minute here? I really would like to see more time on this. Okay. CAT is probably done, guys. We'll see. I'm just going to leave it. That's kind of the way that I trade. Netflix, I'd like to see it hold 352 for another 5-10 minutes. And then yeah, let's sneak an order in for this. Let's see what happens on Netflix. Again, it's it's more aggressive with that 5-minute, and this thing may not even hold 352. It's coming down here testing. I see a lot of shares printing there. Tesla just got completely engulfed. It was popping, and now there's a huge engulfing bar on Tesla. I'll bring it up just real quick for you. I saw somebody comment. That's not what you want to see if you're long. All right, so market's putting in a big red bar here, guys. Here's the Qs right there. All right, we'll take a look at the spiders. This obviously is going to hurt our long ideas. Okay, you can see the SPY pulling back. Qs. I don't think is there a 9:45 report? I was so busy this morning I didn't get a chance to check. Oh, absolutely, Dan. We shorted SDRL. See right there, closed. That was a short play, right there on SDRL. We shorted this one earlier. That's all good. Yeah, that's at 10 a.m. though, right, Casey? I thought there was a 10 a.m. report. I just didn't remember if there was a 9:45. You know, consumer sentiment or Bloomberg or whatever. You know, some of those reports. Guys, I'm gonna. You know what? Tesla held 352. I'm gonna put an order in for this thing. All right. Did I say Tesla? I meant to say Netflix. I meant to say Netflix. I didn't mean to say Tesla. All right. So it's got to hold 352. All right. If it doesn't, then unless it has a big shakeout tail or something like that. Okay. Guys, I'll explain my trading a little bit when I'm done. I'm going to be done in about 10 minutes here. Meaning, even if we're still in positions, I'm going to leave them open, obviously, but I'll just move on and start talking about other stuff, just so I can explain a little bit of what it is that I do and what we do at Pristine. It is so hard with 45 minutes to an hour, and part of the half of that is preparation, right? To really talk about how one trades and what it is that we look for and things of that nature. So, long on Tesla since it has dropped so much from the top, and it seems, you know, there's certainly, you can make an argument on Tesla, but for me, I wouldn't have this as a swing or a core trade, Elizabeth. I'm starting to look at some of the chat log. I would maybe as a scalp, but I'll be honest with you, this is not what you want to buy into. We don't like to buy into wide range engulfing bars. To me, this is lower, and if this thing breaks 123, it's going lower, lower, lower. You know, for the intraday. Now remember, I'm not talking about swing trades or core trades at the moment. So if it holds 123, then you might have an opportunity to go long short term if it holds, right? So yeah, I don't use Bollinger Bands, John C. So to be honest with you, that doesn't mean much to me. I just like the room that Netflix has on the daily. Over 350.50, 350.50, this thing's got room. So I like that aspect of it. You know, but you know, we'll see. I don't even really use moving averages. You saw them on one of my monitors, but on the other two monitors, you didn't see them. I'm not a big MA guy. I'm actually just price and volume. This tick and trend, I don't use that either. I just use candlesticks. That's it. That's all I use. Netflix, guys, it's holding 352. This is one of those scenarios where this thing's probably going to drop $1 or $2 or more if it breaks 352. You could argue to nibble some of that long. And right now, guys, our Caterpillar is just, this is one of the negatives about trading daily stocks that are, where's my stop on this thing? 16. We're going to go to 20 on the CAT stop. This thing's likely not going to work, guys, on CAT. In fact, it's one of those I might normally get out of, but we'll just leave it. It's $100. Who cares? You know, right there, 29 would be a good stop area. You can see that mini pivot there, right here. Give it a nickel, but it is what it is. Markets are leaving a little bit of a bottoming tail, and again, this is the negative about trading a stock with a mediocre daily chart. Netflix, guys, held 352. All right, see that? It held 352. We'll see. You could have nibbled some there at 350. We were just talking about it. You could have nibbled some there. If it breaks 352, you're probably in trouble, you know, with some bad slippage. But if it holds, you have a pretty good entry. So we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens with this thing. It's just barely hanging on like a hair in a biscuit, you know, to 352, with a pretty good sized spread. The spread tightened up, so that leads me to believe it's going to break. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. All right. Okay, guys. DVA, still watching DVA. Keeping an eye on that. All right, so we're going to cancel our Netflix trade long. I'm going to put some focus on DVA if this thing gets back to the high of the day. Negatives here, wide stop like 50 cents. And this thing has put in a pretty good move already. All right. So the DVA would definitely be more aggressive. All right. This would probably likely be the last trade that I take today, just because of time. Normally I would trade till about 10:30, but I'm going to kind of cut this roughly around 10 o'clock, and then we'll talk about a couple few things, and you know, kind of wrap it up. I don't want to step on anybody else's time slot. Looks like we have 18 minutes left, so really we don't have a ton of time. But the DVA is the next one I'm looking at, guys. Okay. CAT's pulling back pretty good here. DAL's hanging tight. I did, Mary. I apologize. Sometimes things just come out of my mouth. You know, there's certain slogans and sayings I've used through the years, and sometimes I forget who I'm talking to. So, but anyway, market's pulling back here, guys. Take a look at the cues. Obviously, it's going to hurt our longs. I'm actually very surprised that this SDRL went this far. If you guys look at the daily chart, you know, this is the biggest down day this thing's put in quite some time. You know, it's a good thing, and we hit our target. I'm just saying that's the reason the targets on this are so tight. Is, well, I don't expect this stock to move that much. You know, 50 cents is a nice move. This thing's put in $2.50 today. You know, so we'll see. Could you comment on the statement? Should not trade during the first hour from the opening. Yes, I could. Whoever said that is not an intraday trader. No, let me rephrase that. I think, you know, not trading the first 5 to 15 minutes is probably a good idea for a lot of newer traders, novice traders, right? Not trading the first 5 to 15 minutes. If you're a newer trader, probably a good idea. The first hour, no, there's so much opportunity from 9:45 to 10:30. I make my living exclusively in that time frame. You know, so again, if you're experienced, you can do anything you want. And the reason you can do anything you want is, well, you have a track record that proves you're worthy of it, right? But if you're newer, and one of the problems, guys, and again, I wish I had a whole day with you guys. One of the problems is what? Ego. Intraday traders, or I just should say traders in general, they have an ego that's just way too big. Guys, we went about 1R on Dow, so I'm going to go to break even on my stop on DAL. Okay, break even, I'm going to go just slightly under it. All right, which for Dow, where are we at on Dow? 29.10, we're in at 29.19, so we'll go to 29.19. Hopefully we won't get shaken. Hopefully get our target up there. Hopefully CAT will continue to go. All right. You know, it's just one of those things, guys, that a lot of traders, unfortunately, they let their ego trade for them. You know, for example, there'd be, you know, 5 years ago, I would have let my ego trade for you guys today. I would have said, oh, the heck with it. You know, I got to put on a good show for these people. I'm going to trade $2,000 risks so they know that I'm serious. That doesn't matter to me anymore. Proper, hit my goal. It is what, you know, it is what it is, and that's it. And when you're new, you don't deserve to be trading big risk, right? I've seen traders lose hundreds of thousands. I know one trader that lost $1.5 million, and I just asked him, simple question. You know, at what point, you know, when you lost 100 grand, then you lost 200, then you lost 300, then you lost 4. At what point in that process did you say, hey, you know what? You know, maybe I should get some help, or maybe I shouldn't be doing this? in terms of the way they're going about it. Traders don't do that. They let their idiot on their shoulder, their ego, trade for them, and then they lose, right? So the first thing I can tell new traders, for those of you that are brand new, is check your ego at the door. This business, the market, it doesn't care, right? You're up against the best in the world, guys, and I mean that, and that's not an exaggeration. The best in the world, okay? And that's PhDs, that's high-frequency trading machines, that's, you know, a PhD or mathematics, engineering, science graduate from MIT, and then you're up against all the guys at Goldman and Merrill and Brown Brothers and Solomon Smith, you name it. And these guys don't mess around. I used to work on Wall Street for a little. They don't mess around. They spend millions training their people, and you're going to come in with some little 100K account thinking you're going to take these guys over? They're a big whale, and you just want to just kind of ride in their jet stream. Just ride right on their back, right behind them. You don't want to get in front of them, and unfortunately, that's what a lot of new traders do. Unfortunately, guys, our Dow is just struggling. You know, if it gets back to 40, I'm going to peel some. If it gets back to 40, Cat's moving up a little. I think Dow might get us at even. And you know, I wish I had more time, JW, to talk about that and talk about the whole dynamics of trading. It's 100% psychological. It's 100% psychological, guys. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I hit the mute button by accident there. I was actually talking, but yeah, exactly, George. You don't want to run in front of those. You know, it's like running in front of a firing squad. It's just one of those. I don't know. Again, I don't have the time I want to discuss that topic, but it's one of those things. You want to know why people say there's a 90% or 95% failure rate? It's called 3 letters: EGO, ego. People don't trade proper. You know, in the beginning, guys, your first 3 to 6 months, you have no business trading anything other than maybe $10 risk, $50 risk per trade. You know, you just haven't earned that, and that's okay. The market's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be here next week. It's going to be here next year, right? This Dow bugger. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the trading part up of this, and I want to kind of discuss a couple of things real quick. So I'm going to pull down the camera. All right, I'm going to pull down the camera at $250. That's 2.5 times what we risked today. All right, I risked $100 for each trade, and we may get to $300 or $400 today. I don't know. We'll see if CAT moves up. I think I'm going to move my stop on CAT under this pivot there at 32. I think that's appropriate. Go to 30 because that pivot right there is 32. Where's our stop on CAT? 84.20. Now it's at 30. So we're just slowly protecting as these stocks move up. Just slowly protecting. Okay. All right. So let me bring this down real quick, guys. All right. Now I'm going to bring up monitor number 1. You guys have seen this monitor before. Give me 1 second to organize this. Okay, sorry, guys. I'm still. All right. Dow's probably going to tag us at even. Well, we had a pretty solid move going there today, and then the markets. You know what's interesting about all that, guys, is that we did all this. We're long, right? While the market's down 4 bars in a row, we're actually doing well going along. We're actually making money going along. Dow's about to stop us at even, guys. All right, unfortunately. It's a shame because, and you can see it, Dow just stopped us at even, which is fine. I'll show you real quick here. Right there, we had our stop at 19, went to 17. It's a shame because we're doing okay on it, but whatever. We didn't lose on it. I think we ended up making like $10 on it, which is no big deal. No harm, no foul. And we still have the Caterpillar. You know, so we'll see if this thing can go. This thing has room. It can get over. You know, I'll put the daily up here real quick. You can see if we can get over 85, man, we could ride this thing all day to the end of the day. If it holds this pivot right there, We could ride this thing up, you know, for $2 or $3. So we'll see. It is what it is. Netflix, yeah, gap fill. All right, guys. It says I have like 9 minutes left. Now I wanted to do something real quick, just because I'm a big, and I don't want to belabor this point too much, but it's important to me, and I hope it's something that's important to you guys too. This DVA real quick, so it's hard for me to stop trading. This DVA looks good. Netflix, nice PBS entry right here, possibly over 350. That's an interesting long play right there. But it's important to me, guys, that I say this, that I'm a big believer in being open and honest with people. If you're going to, you know, teach people, take their money for seminars and things of this nature, you should be able to back that up, right? You shouldn't be sitting here just telling somebody how good your product is without being able to back that up, okay? So I just wanted to show you guys, okay, that you can do very well in this business with not a whole lot of money, okay? With not a whole lot of money. So what I want to do real quick, what? The camera just kind of shut down. I have no idea what just happened there, guys. Hold on one. Let me try this again. Hopefully that'll come back up. All right. All right. Okay. So what I want to do is just to prove to you guys that I wasn't joshing you, that I normally do trade very, you know, pretty heavy. I'll go through each day's P&L for this month. You can see at the top. That's November 1st. That's the day. You can see the gains are significantly bigger than we saw today. Today is like almost, it's almost like not real because it's such small risk. You know, this is November 2nd, or the 4th, sorry, okay? I'll go through it, you know, just, that's the next day, okay? That's the next day. Down days too, guys. Down days too. Not, you know, it's all full disclosure, no hiding. There's winning trades and losing trades, right? So one trade and done day, okay? This window, it doesn't actually get any bigger. I mean, I can try to make them like that, but that's as big as they really get, honestly. I mean, again, I can zoom in on it, but you can't see that, really? There's little tabs. Try scrolling. There's, you know, little sliding bars, et cetera, and so forth, okay? There's another day. I'm going through every day, guys, just so you know, and we're on the 12th now. That's the 13th. That's another losing day, okay? It's a winning day, losing day. This was my worst day of the month by far, followed by a decent day, okay? You guys can't see it, Debbie? I'm hoping you can see it. I'm not trying to share it with you. I am sharing it with you. There's another one, and then that takes us to Friday. Notice I traded small risk on Friday, the day before my vacation. Notice the difference, guys? 21, 163. Notice the difference, 577,800. You can see the risk is dropping. Now, to make it even more full disclosure, okay, that's my account, my actual account, okay? So I made 11,000. After today, we made 12,000 bucks this month. I started the month with 17 grand, okay? I started the month with starting cash. That's what I made this month. Again, with today, we're up $216, okay? Now, I want you to do the percentage on that, right? What's that come out to? Let's call it 12 divided by 17. That's a 70% return. That's a 70% return, okay? Wow. And again, today, had we traded normal risk, guys, we would have made another 1,000 bucks. They would have made 13 grand this month, okay? So what I'm trying to get at is a couple things. One, the method works very well, okay? Two, perhaps more importantly, is you don't need $1 million to make a couple hundred grand a year at this, right? And this is a short month, okay? I'm not even not here this week. Does that make sense? On a normal 4-week month, you know, you shoot for 20 grand, 15, 20 grand, 15, 20 grand, and I do it in an hour a day. Every trade that you saw, let me repeat, every trade that you saw was before 10:30, was from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., okay? 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. All right. So here's a little bit of information about Pristine, okay, for being here. We also have a link that I want to put in for you guys. And Kurt may have put this in, so I might be duplicating. Is that the right link, Kurt? I think that's the one. That's the link that you gave me. Guys, Pristine has been around for almost 20 years now. I think it's 19 to be exact, 1994. And I just think that we're different in that we're a lot more open, you know, than a lot of other companies. And guys, I've been around. I've been to the expos. I've been to New York. I've been to Vegas. I've been to the ones in California, Texas. I see the companies, and it's not that they don't have a good product per se. There's a lot of good products out there, but nobody's willing to back it. I've asked so many people when I go to these, hey, you know, do you think you could, you know, show me your P&L or show me this or that? And they all say no. You know, I'm busy. Get back to me later. You email them, and then they MIA, and that just tweaks me. And that's one of the things I have appreciated about Pristine. And for those of you who know Greg Capper, the CEO and founder of the company, he regularly does live trading challenges at the expos. And I think he's, what, 6-0, Kurt? 7-0 in his last 6 or 7 trading challenges. And that, guys, I've been to those. I've done one of them. It's like 300 to 500 people staring at you live in a room, you know, watching you trade. It's a little nerve-wracking at times, you know. The point is he's willing to put his money where his mouth is. So it's not just me. You know, it starts from the top down at Pristine. But let me pull up one quick thing. I have about 3 minutes left. All right, let me pull up one quick thing, and then I will hand it over to the next individual, and then I will show you my P&L right before I leave, just so we can see what those trades are doing. One quick second, guys. So let me pull that off real quick. All right. What I want to show you is this, guys. These are some patterns, okay? These are some patterns. And I apologize if these are a little old, meaning like 1 or 2 months. These are a few patterns that we trade and teach here at Pristine, okay? This is what we call Pristine buy setup. This is a pullback type of an entry, all right? This is a trade that I called for the room, all right? September 3rd, 2013, okay? Judy, my name is Jared Wesley, okay? So this is, again, a trade that was called September 3rd, 2013. What I want to show you is not only is this a beautiful pullback entry just above some support with a big bottoming tail and then professional volume igniting is, I just want to show you, hey, I'm not just calling these trades, guys, right? Let's go back real quick. The symbol on this, you can barely see it, is LinkedIn, LNKD, right? LinkedIn, LNKD. These are things that I'm actually trading. There's LinkedIn right there, LNKD, 243.01. Okay, let's go back. That's exactly where it was called in the room, 243.01 with a stop at 242.20, right? And I'm actually taking these trades. There's my prints. There's my actual executions. This is something that I'll do anytime anybody asks me. Anytime somebody says, hey, Jared, can you just show me your P&L? Sure, no problem. Sure, no problem, right? Here's a Pristine breakout play. Notice the beautiful tight range consolidation back to the rising moving average. Our entry was 114. Okay, our stop was 113.30. Now that doesn't look like much on this scrunched up little chart, but it's actually about a $3 move. Okay, it's actually $4.20 by the end of the day, but I like the quick moves, right? And you can see, there's my entry, 113.99.5. All right, there's my prints on it. You can see my executions, my management, etc., and so forth. Okay, so you know we're very open. You know, about what we do here at Pristine, because I think it's important to do that for people, to show them, hey, what we're teaching you really does work, and more importantly than that it does work is that I'm using it and showing you the money that I'm making that it works, right? It's one thing to say, oh yeah, it works, trust me, right? Trust me. That's what everybody wants you to do, trust them. Well, I don't trust the CEO of Enron when I hear him on TV, and I don't trust any other CEO when I watch them on TV. I just want you to show me. If you really love your company, well, then show me where your money's invested. Is it invested in your company, right? So I don't want to step too far over. guys, this is a nice offer that Pristine is giving out there. I think Kurt has put the information out in the room. Just real quick, guys, just so you can see it. I think we're almost at a first target on CAT. That's where we're still at. Notice Dow closed CAT. So we made 230 bucks today. Yeah, you know, again, we trade normal risk. It's probably 1,200 bucks today, because that 164 would have probably been about 12 or 1,300. This would be up about 1,000 right now. So maybe we're up more than that. Maybe up $2,000. I don't know. You know, so I want to say thank you to you guys, and I want to also apologize that we just don't have more time to discuss a little bit more about Pristine and the patterns that we use. It's just an hour is a really tough amount of time to prepare for trading, to actually show live trading, and then discuss every trade that you took. So it's been a great experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to throw my email out there as well as Kurt's. If you guys have any questions or comments about Pristine, please shoot me an email, and you know, I can hopefully answer those questions that you guys have. And again, I want to say thanks, guys, for taking the time out. I hope you guys have a great experience during this 24-hour Trade-A-Thon. Okay, and there's a couple links there to Pristine if you have any questions or comments. Okay, trading is my main source of income. I would say it's about 70-30 DFS. 65-35, if you want to know the truth, that's about right. 70% trading, 30% Pristine, 65% trading, 35% Pristine, somewhere around there. DF, yep. So again, guys, thank you very much for the time. We appreciate it. And again, I hope you guys have a great experience today in this trading challenge or whatever it is that they're calling it. Okay. So again, thank you, TradingPub, and thank you guys for joining us. Take care and have a good one.